Breaking news once again coming out of Toronto, where a Delta Airlines flight flipped over while landing earlier this afternoon.
Our Doug Dunbar joins us now from the CBS News Texas newsroom with what we know so far. Hi, Doug.
Hey, guys. Took a look at the flight data, and for Delta Flight 4819, pretty relatively smooth flight from Minneapolis earlier today and then landing at Toronto Pearson Airport. But it was on landing when whatever happened ended up unfolding, and the images are the images of the day, to be candid with you, and they're going to make anybody who's nervous about flying that much more. The upside down CRJ 900 there off the runway, uncomfortable to look at for sure. But the FAA tells us the best news of all: 80 passengers and crew on board. Everybody got off. They're all accounted for. CBS News now reporting 15 people have been transported to an area hospital for injuries. 2 of those people, by the way, taken via air ambulance, which would give us a little indication to probably more serious injuries. But the responding paramedic service there in Canada said that and told CBS News that none of the injuries appear to be life-threatening, which is great to hear. And as to what may have happened here, when you look at this, Toronto Pearson Airport was reporting snow, blowing snow at the time of the accident, but it would take something very dramatic, obviously, to put a jet like this on its back. And we do know it was windy at the airport when they were landing. Winds reported, I looked at the data, gusting near 40 miles an hour, and that wind was offset from the runway. So it was coming from about 40 degrees right of the nose of the airplane, and that's called a crosswind in aviation language. Pilots land in crosswinds all the time, but given the gust factor of that wind plus the wintry conditions at the airport, what we don't know is the condition of the runway at the time when they were touching down. Those are all factors that will certainly rise toward the top of the list once the NTSB investigation gets going, guys. But the best news of all, again, everybody gets out. 15 injuries, none life-threatening, which is great to hear, but certainly unnerving when you see a passenger jet upside down at one point on fire with no wings after something like this happens. And the last thing I'll say on this is this speaks to everybody getting out okay, in part because of a very well-trained crew, and they did everything they did in a normal kind of bad environment, inverted. Put all of that together in your own mind, and the next time you sit and you're too busy and you've got your headphones on for that pre-flight briefing, it might do you well to take them out and take a good listen. This was a great cooperative effort, starting with this crew on board this airplane.